At this time of year, there's a lot of activity around the hive, and I got a call recently from a new beekeeper saying, I think my hives are swarming. Her hives were not swarming, but at this time of the year, the kind of activity that's going on can be confusing. And a lot of people are just now getting their bees, and when you get your bees, if they are a nuke, they've been crowded in the nuke and are likely to be thinking about swarming. So it's important to know when bees are getting ready to swarm and when bees are doing something else. So I'm going to try to help you with that. Sometimes during the nectar flow, this is how the entrance of the hive looks. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not orientation, but it's a real crazy time because the tulip poplar's in bloom and the bees are just falling all over each other as they're trying to enter the hive. There are tons of bees coming in, and they're coming in fast and furious and leaving just about as fast and furiously. And so it's confusing to the new beekeeper who looks at this and thinks, oh, is my hive being robbed? Is something wrong? But nothing's wrong at all. This is actually something to celebrate because look, they're coming in so fast with all that nectar from the tulip poplar trees. One of the reasons to have more than one hive is this is another hive in my backyard, and I can come over here. Again, it's 1:30 in the afternoon, and I can see that they're having the same kind of frantic in and out that the hive in the other part of the backyard is doing, which lets me know that indeed it is completely all about the nectar flow. The other way you can know this is not robbing and not orientation is that the bees are not angry. You're not seeing them fighting with each other on the landing, and the only place bees are trying to get into the hive is at the opening, the entry. In a robbery, they try to get in any possible crack or opening. And the other thing that we notice when we watch this is that the bees are going straight in and straight out. In orientation, they fly in and then fly out and turn around and look at the hive and fly back in again. So it's much more chaotic looking, and this is the wrong time of day for orientation, which usually happens between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. During the heat of the summer, and we are having temperatures in the 90s, the bees are sent out to ventilate the hive. You can see this slow motion showing you that all of these bees on the front of the hive are tasked with moving air into the hive entrance, and that's what they're doing as they're moving their wings. It also trains them to be foragers in the next week or so. I have a slatted rack on my hive, which is that burgundy part that you'll see above the entrance, and it makes my hives not beard as much as hives without a slatted rack because there's a place inside for the bees to hang out and ventilate, but the ones outside have this assignment. In the heat of August, the bees ventilating is not enough, and sometimes they have to send bees out to hang out on the front of the hive, and we call it a bee beard because it looks like this. This is also not swarming. This is August, and the bees are outside to cool the hive. Now this is a hive that's about to swarm. The bees have gathered all over the hive. You can see a clump of them at the very bottom hanging off of the cinder block. And these bees are waiting for the queen to emerge from the hive, and then they're going to swarm. But I know this is happening because I know that the time of year is right and that it's between 10 and 2. And typically swarms leave the hive somewhere between 10 and 2. They don't only do it then, but they typically do it then. So I can tell that this is a hive anticipating a swarm. Most of the time, though, the activity you see in the hive is normal, and you don't need to worry.